Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Art and Music with Ian, and I've been making a few short videos of just me just kind of like messing around, playing some guitar, playing some music. But I recently got asked a question from someone who wanted to start learning or playing an instrument or playing guitar and didn't know where to start, and should they buy a second-hand guitar, should they get something brand new. So I thought I'd make a video to cover that very subject for that person, because I'm sure there's many of you out there that think, well, where do I begin? Do I buy a second-hand guitar, or do I buy a brand new guitar, or somewhere in between? So I thought I'd share with you a little bit of my experience that I've had over the years when I started guitar, and just to give you a little bit of a heads up of the things that you could come across on your journey starting to learn to play and wanting to learn guitar. So here I've just got my electro-acoustic guitar, but my very first ever guitar was a nylon strung classical guitar. It cost me £10 out of the newspaper, and it was incredibly hard to play because they obviously have wide necks and they have quite a high gauge. What I mean by the gauge, so obviously this is the neck, but what I mean by the gauge is the distance between the strings and the neck. So some guitars, especially if they're quite cheap, you may have to really press down hard on those strings. And when you're first learning out, this is what I found, when you're first learning out, it really hurts your fingers quite a lot. You're going to have that pain anyway because you have to build the calluses up and the hard skin on your fingers. But be kind with yourself when you're first choosing a guitar. So personally, if I was going to repeat that and do that again, I would probably spend a little bit more money. I would probably have a look around at maybe you get a lot of sort of like cash converter shops, second-hand antique shops now, where when I first started there wasn't that many of that sort of thing around, and it was all out the newspaper. So I would do that now, and I would go around and just have a go and see which guitars feel comfortable to play. So this is quite comfortable to play. It's not got very high action, which is the gauge on the strings, and it's quite easy to play. It's quite nice to play. The strings are quite nice. They're also quite a low gauge string. I tend not to play very heavy strings. On acoustic, I tend to stick to around about 10 or 11 strings. And when I'm playing electric, they tend to be about 9 or a 10 gauge string. And I'll get into more of that in later videos as we progress on this journey together. So maybe try and look for something that's not cheap, but that is going to set you back a little bit money, but not loads of money. Because what I find, and what I found over the years from teaching different people as well, is after a few months of trying really hard to improve and not seeing much improvement, they tend to give it up. So if you're going to spend a lot of money early on, then be prepared to maybe potentially lose that investment and maybe sell that instrument on. So go mid-range. These days you're probably looking around about maybe £75 to £150 in British money to get something relatively cheap and maybe second hand. But then beyond that, you can get some brand new guitars for around about £100, and sometimes they're in like a package, sometimes like Squiers and sort of Epiphones and cheaper brands, and they tend to come with a package of maybe some other bits as well with them. But yeah, that's what I would do if I was going to do it again. I would probably look for something a little bit more expensive, have a shop around, try them out, and see what feels comfortable for me. You don't have to be able to play it, you just need to know that it feels comfortable. And also when you come to actually press the strings down and maybe make the strings chime, that you're not going to get a load of buzzing noise, or you can't actually press the strings down. If you can't press the strings down, you do get a lot of buzz, then it's got probably quite a high action. On some electric guitars, the bridge is adjustable, so you can adjust the action and bring the bridge down slightly. However, err on the side of caution with that, because sometimes if you do that on electric guitars, you can't get all the way up the neck, because then the strings are too close to the neck and it just doesn't sound very good. So all that being said, all that waffle, I would go for something reasonably priced, not too expensive, not too cheap. Shop around, see what feels right for you, and go from there. And if you need any more advice, or if you need more tips, please do follow this channel, because I'm going to be posting more content about art, about music, especially guitar, in videos in the future. So I hope to see you in the comment section. Let me know if this has helped you. Let me know if you want to start a new instrument or learn to play guitar, and what would you like to see more of on this channel to help you on your journey with learning a new instrument. And I'll make content for you guys just to support you on the way. This is a new channel for me, so I'm just building it up. This is my first longer form video on here, but I do also have another channel which is called The Reiki Journey. So I'm also a Reiki practitioner. I do hypnotherapy and different things as well. Beyond that, that is my other YouTube channel. So if you want to go and check that out, please do feel free if you're into everything spiritual. If not, and you want to just stick to the music, then by all means, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified when I release a new video, and I'll see you in another video soon. But until then, see you again soon. Toodaloo for now.